Welcome back, and how did you go on these particular 5 A's of change? Let's now add to this, the 5 A's, to the actual change formula. Now this formula works across the board. It works from a selling point of view, it works from a buying point of view, it also works very much so in terms of the change process for you in your business and you and your team. Let's have a look at it. M multiplied by V plus F needs to be greater than R. So looking through at this, if you've got a level of M is motivation, you need a significant amount of motivation to get something going. Next is you need a vision of what it could be. How does it look out there in the future? And the clearer that vision is, and importantly with your team, the clearer you can communicate that vision to other people, the more I can buy in and get certain with it. Now, it's great having motivation. It's great having a vision. But without the next ingredient, and the F stands for first steps, what are the first steps we need to take to head us in the right direction? And once we've got that in place, all of that needs to be greater than the current level of resistance that could be holding you back. So within your business right now, if you wanted to implement a new strategy or a new idea, you need to be aware, how motivated am I and how motivated is my team towards this particular new idea? How clear is the vision right now as to what it could be like? And if that vision is clear, have we made the first steps very easy so we can get underway with this? Not have necessarily the master plan, but just the first steps to get us underway. And is all of that greater than the current level of resistance? Or is resistance going to win out at the end of the day? So this formula is very simple and it's very, very powerful. And you're going to see this come up again and again and again in Coaching Club. What's motivating you to get out there and produce a great result? What's your vision for your business, your vision for your work style, your vision for your level of balance and lifestyle? And what are the first steps you need to take along the way to get you there? And then how do we start to reduce the resistance in such a way we have a greater success of implementation? Now all of this is being wrapped under starting to allow you to produce some new habits and new ways of working. So we set up front a few simple disciplines practice every day. Effectively those disciplines become habits. So to help you with that, I thought it would be great for us to spend a little bit of time looking at the habit change and creation process. Most people think it's actually hard to change a habit. In actual fact, it's very easy to change a habit, providing you follow a particular path to get you there. When we were born, we didn't know how to drive a car. So we were at the level of unconscious incompetence. We literally did not know that we didn't know how to drive a car. Lowest level of knowledge. But as we got a little older, we became aware that, hey, I can't drive a car. I'm sitting in the back seat, all the action happens in the front seat. So we moved to a place of being conscious, aware of what we are incompetent. Now I know I can't do that. Importantly, there are some things out there that you know that you can't do. And guess what? You're totally okay with it, and for the rest of your life, you'd be okay not being good at that. So for example, I know I don't know how to fix a refrigerator. So if my fridge broke down, I'm not going in there to fix it. I'm going to call up and get someone else to come and fix it. I'm totally okay with that. Unless I have a major career change in the rest of my life, I'm not going to be able to fix a refrigerator for the rest of my life. Simple. The interesting thing then is because we were committed around driving a car, we wanted to drive a car. The reason, learning how to drive equaled freedom. It meant we could get away from our parents, we could escape from the situation. That equaled freedom. So we were motivated, we had a desire to actually do it. So by consciously focusing on it, we started to develop a level of competence. Who remembers their first driving experience? Sound down, no noise, had to totally focus on it. Consciously focus on it to actually develop a level of competence. Now a lot of people have moved to a place of unconscious competence. You see, you're in a situation where clearly you actually drive from one place to another and can't even remember the trip. Maybe you drive the same way to work every single day. And guess what? You're aware when you get in the car and suddenly you arrive at the office. Can't even remember the trip. Were the lights green? Did I stop at the stop signs? Not sure, because you've now got to a place of developing a wonderful thing called a habit. So every habit you have in your life, you've actually gone through this particular process. The challenge is, a lot of the time, we haven't consciously focused on it. It's just developed with that. What we want to do is start to increase your success with that and develop some new work habits, some new work styles, if you like, that allow you to produce the results that you want. Let's look at the drivers here. Very important. First of all, the driver, as we saw before with the 5 A's, is awareness. As soon as you have a level of awareness, now I know I'm not good at this. Now I know there's a better way. So from awareness, the next ingredient we need to put in place is our desire. So you've got a desire to do something. We desired to learn how to drive a car. Why? It equaled freedom for us. And that desire really drove us to get through the clunky bits of driving to a place where we now have conditioned it in so much so that we do it out of habit. And every single habit we have has been created that particular way. A couple of important time frames to note here. If you do something every day for 21 days, which is very, very doable, it's very easy to do, every day for 21 days, you will be in what we call habit formation mode. You will have formed a new habit. If you add 28 days to that, then you will have moved from habit formation to habit consolidation. I don't know how many of you ride a bike on a regular basis, but I can pretty much guarantee if you learned how to ride as a kid, in your youth, you could jump back on a bike right now and you could easily go for a ride. So the important thing is, once you have a habit, you own it for life. Right now, you may have some habits that you don't choose to have, habits that are getting in the way of you producing the results that you want. So it's time now to pause the DVD and ask yourself the question, what is it that I need to change and modify? What are some new habits that I know would produce great results? And maybe what are some habits that literally I know in the past they might have been okay, but they're really not producing the results that I'd like to produce in the future? Enjoy the discussion.